Oh, morning from Nordkapp. It did rain a bit last night and rained pretty heavy, to be fair, but the weather forecasters were right so far. We've got a clear day. It does look like there's a little bit of rain that's out to sea. We're going to have a wander around today. We're going to spend the day here. There's not a lot here, but hopefully we'll get some good pictures of some wildlife. I've actually got the binoculars out and the stand for Christine's camera, so we're walking around a bit around here. We're going to have a look around. We're going to go to the visitor centre. We're not going to go in. It's about 25 quid to go in, and we're told that if you want to look around the gift shop or go to the cafe, it's 25 quid to get in, plus 5 quid for a cup of coffee. That would make it 30 quid each for a cup of coffee. So I don't think we're going to go in there. We're not sure that that's actually true, but that's what seems to be the general consensus on one of the apps that we use. Still, we'll find out for ourselves. There's the bikes. We won't be using those today. Van's in need of a clean. We've got a nice long list going on of things that we need to do to the van when we get back. Nothing major, just lots of little things just to make life easier for us, that's all. But let's have a little bit of a look around. It is true, we've just been inside the visitor centre to have a look. It doesn't actually open till 11, but there is a woman on the thing for paying, and we asked what time the gift shop opened. She said it'd be 11 o'clock, but you have to buy tickets to go in there anyway, so we're not paying what would be in effect be about 25 quid each to go in to have a look in a gift shop, or 25 quid each plus a fiver for a coffee. It'd make it the most expensive coffee in the world. It's ridiculous. I would get the price if we were going to the exhibition or the light exhibition or something like that, but for those things I think that is absolutely ridiculous. So in June 1988, 7 children from different corners of the world were gathered at the Nordkapp. They stayed here for 1 week and created together the monument barn of Jordan, children of the earth, a symbol of cooperation, friendship, hope and joy. So they're the kids. So Jasmine from Tanzania, Raphael from Brazil, Ayumi from Japan, Sithdesh from Thailand, Gloria from Italy, Anton from the Soviet Union and Louise from the USA. Quite cool. I must admit, I do love that view out to sea, how you can actually see the curve of the earth as well. That's really cool. So, and this is an island in its own right, so you do come through a tunnel to get to this island. It's what do they call this island? Magaroya is this island that we're on. I will say again, this is as far north in Europe as you can drive on a public highway. So we're going to spend the day here. It's a bit of a chilling out day really. It's not full of what you would call amusements and such like. There's a couple of monuments that we're going to look at and some reindeer that Christine's already pointing out. But we'll do this monument first. I don't know if you can see out to sea, but there is a bit of rain out there, but not, as Christine keeps pointing out, it's not due to come in. So I don't know how the visitor centre makes any money. I can't understand anybody in their right mind paying that, unless you were desperate to see the exhibition. But I don't really know what the exhibition is.
They don't tell you either.
Okay, while we're on, and while I remember, the Scharnhorst. Okay, the Scharnhorst was one of the battleships of Hitler's. It was sunk here in, I'm not sure what year it was, in the 1940s, obviously, because that was when the Second World War was, at Nordkapp. So it's off this coast. It was the Battle of Nordkapp. There was another Scharnhorst in the First World War, and that was sunk just off the Falkland Islands. Whether there's any more Scharnhorst ships, I don't know, but those two were sank, one in each war, and that would be out to sea over there somewhere. It was the Battle of Nordkapp. And here's some of the deer of Nordkapp, and Christine desperately to get some close-up pictures of the deer. Munching away on the grass. Quite a small one, so I think these are quite young. Yeah, it's quite a beauty, really. Oh, there he goes. I think we might have got a bit too close to him there. That is just a simply stunning view out to sea. Fantastic. You can see the rain lot, and there's a little bit of a rainbow over there. So we might catch some of that. I think it depends on which way the weather's actually blowing. I think there was quite a few battles that went on around here. During the Second World War, we sent an awful lot of things like ammunition and food and supplies to the Russians, and they came all around the top, the Baltic, which was this way. And I think the ships like Scharnhorst and Tirpitz and such like were there to raid these ships, and also ones that were coming across the Atlantic from America. So they would leave from Norway, drop round the top of Scotland, and raid our ships around there. But I'm not going to do any more on the Second World War now, unless something comes up in Sweden, which was a neutral country, so another neutral country, I think. So I probably won't mention that again, I don't think. But it's quite cool watching some of that rain coming in till you get it. But it definitely seems like it is coming this way. But what fantastic views. And this is the main monument for Nordkapp. This, I suppose this is the symbol that you are the furthest north you can be. It's very cool. There are other monuments. Just looking out to sea again, you can see the parts of the rainbow following the cloud. I actually think that's really cool. I quite like looking at that. I think there's fair weather behind it. I don't think it's going to be much of a downpour. I think we might catch the head of it, but that rainbow that's following it is quite vivid. We have seen some fantastic rainbows on this trip. I'd say it's more of the land of the rainbows than anything else. Christine was telling me, and I am going to put it on here, is when she came with her ex-husband, they went in 2004. They were at Levi skiing in Finland, where we go, and they decided to do a car trip, which was to come here. It took them 3 days to drive here. The family from Levi, and then when they got here, you couldn't drive up to it. It was in winter, and you had to come up on a bus, and it was 60 quid on the bus each. And Christine's husband refused to pay it, so they drove back again. Sort of 3 days. Oh dear. Yeah. So I'll have a look at these other monuments, and we'll have a bit of a nosy around, have a bit of a walk, maybe get some pictures of some deer and things. I think those kids that the 7 kids that came up here and spent a week up here is each monument that they made. They can't have been particularly old kids. That's very different. Very cool though. And there's this monument, which there's nothing telling you anything about this at all, but it is a very good monument. I mean, obviously it's not been made by them kids, and I guess he's asking her, is that way north, because that's where he's pointing. Not sure what the branches are about. Right, keep coming back to follow this rainbow. It's looking like it may just, well, I think it's kind of coming our way, so we're not a million miles from the van, to be fair, but the rainbow is, or the part of it that you can see, is, I don't know how it comes through on the video, but you can see every colour on that. That is really, really vivid. Quite spectacular. In fact, you could kind of faintly make out a second one on the outside of it. So I must be getting old video in bloody rainbows. I don't know. Still? Yeah.
How beautiful is that?
I think when you're younger you don't necessarily see the beauty in things, and I think it's something that you only notice as you get older. Looks like some of the plaques have fallen off this. Oh, King Oscar II, 1873. Okay, this is what King Oscar II, Union King of Norway and Sweden, said during the unveiling of the King Monument at Nordkapp. He says, "Not as a transitory adornment, but as a solemn sign that the Kingdom of Norway reaches hither, therefore I have erected this monument at the outermost point of the north." That was King Oscar II here on 2nd of July 1873. And there's a picture of him. I thought I'd show you this van, what somebody's built themselves from where's Aro, Romania. Water supply on the top, look, and boiler. What do you think to that? How cool is that? I suppose he takes that flue apart when he's driving. How different was that for a van? There's a fella over here, I'll keep it on as we're walking back towards our van. We're going to have a bit of dinner now, and then we're going to walk to the sign for Nordkapp, and we're going to have a bit of a walk around. So it's a bit like a day off for us. This is the end place we've been trying to get to. Christine's been trying to get here for the best part of 20 years and came very close, and then had to do a 3-day drive back. So they spent a week getting here and back, but never actually came. Which I actually think is quite funny.
It's not funny.
So, yeah. But there's a guy with a Land Rover here, and he's got his washing out, and he's got all the kit. So no. I don't think pulling a trailer actually works either, to be fair. I'm going to be honest. You need to be a bit more thing, but that might be a bit rustic, but he's got everything he needs. And this is us. So, bikes and all. Looks like a rain might be coming in for us. Yeah, looks like we've got a bit of a rain cloud coming in. We've seen somebody spelling out Nordkapp with stones on the floor, but the one thing we haven't seen here yet, although I think I've just spotted some, is where people have piled stones up. Just before we have dinner, Christine thought it'd be a good idea to walk into where the rain's coming, so we can get soaking wet off this point and then go back to the van. So, and I can tell you, it's all of a sudden the temperature, but I bet it dropped 5 degrees in the matter of a few seconds. So we're about to get wet, I think, but we'll see. I think it's a poor attempt at stacking stones, that. But we're just coming to this point just to have a little bit of a look. I think we should have waited really for the clouds to go, but Chrissy said that's alright, we'll come back again anyway. No, it doesn't. So, I'm as close as I'm going to the cliff edge, so I won't be going in closer than that. we've noticed there seems to be a distinct lack of birds, strangely enough. Oh, that drop in temperature's made me nose run a little bit. Yeah, where I would have expected there to be lots of gulls and such like on the cliffs, there isn't, and it's quite strange really, because it makes it eerily quiet. I mean, I have seen a few birds, but not many. So we're kind of reaching nearly as far as I'm gonna go. Oh, I apologise for that. There's snot running out my nose, but that's my limit. And as you can see, no birds. No birds at all. Yeah, very strange. It's like this little rain crowd coming over. I think we might just make it back in time. And there's Christine, look. No fear whatsoever. I think she's a bit mad personally. There's a couple of cycle routes that they have from here. So the blue one, look, Atlantic Coast route, 11,150 kilometres of cycle route. Not bad that, is it? Don't know what the number one on the green means, but they are cycle routes. But back on it. Did rain while we was having a bit of dinner, but obviously that didn't bother us. We've come down to have a look at the Nordkapp sign. I think was what Christine wanted. So we've come down for this. So there's the Nordkapp sign. Still can't get over what they're charging you to get in there. Christine went back to see if there was any disabled discounts, and they don't even have any disabled discounts at the visitor centre. So we thought that was a bit, we thought it was a bit extortionate and a bit unfair on prices, but we were looking back at some old prices that they used to charge for here, and some of them were working out at, well, 80-90 quid for 12 hours to park. You know, absolutely ridiculous, considering that there isn't really anything here. We personally think that things are a bit overpriced, but there again, we've stopped here for free overnight. You don't have to visit the visitor centre. That's not what we came for. Visitor centre does tell you something about the history of Nordkapp, but I could tell you a little bit myself. It was a Franciscan monk that was the first visitor here in the 1600s. He's listed as the first tourist to Nordkapp. So apart from that, and the Battle of North Cape, where the Sharnor sunk, I don't know any more about it, to be fair, but it is a beautiful but barren place. We're having one last little look. What we're going to do, I mean, Christine would like a t-shirt for North Cape, so without paying like 50 or 60 quid, which would just be ridiculous, we think. So we're just taking one last little look around here. We're not going to go on a massive walk. Then we're going to go to Honningsvag. Now Honningsvag is like the capital of Maggiore, however it is only tiny, so, but they've got some shops there, as they have in most towns, and hopefully we'll be able to pick something up from there. But, yeah, it's been good here, I must admit. I have enjoyed it. There's nothing really here, disappointed with the visitor centre. I think that's yeah, I think Christine got the
Big rip-off.
wording is the rip-off. It wouldn't be so bad if you were paying the money for the exhibition, but you're not. You pay the money
For a restaurant.
And a gift shop.
And apparently coffee's £5 each anyway.
And coffee's a £5 a go. So if you just wanted to sit down in the cafe and have a coffee, it's going to cost us best part of 28 quid just for one person.
Yeah,
And
coffee.
if you look round the gift shop, I mean, if you bought a t-shirt and the t-shirt was 30 quid,
60 quid.
it's actually working out close on 60 quid. So we just think that's quite ridiculous.
It is.
Would the experience be worth it? I don't know.
It's the history.
It's the history of
I don't
Nordkapp.
care. Go on.
I don't. I'm going to be honest. Yes, it could be interesting. Would it be? There's nothing here, and I don't think there ever really was.
This way.
Never mind. Next stop, Honningsvag. Just one final look at the horizon of Nordkapp. Incidentally, it's just over 2,000 kilometres to the North Pole, if you're interested in that direction. But I'm just looking at the horizon, and I can't say I've seen a ship either while we've been here. Not a single ship, nothing. There are a few birds, not many at all. But I must admit, I have enjoyed it. I think it's been really, really good. I'm pleased I came. It might be barren, but really good, really good. So it's about 12 or 13 miles from Nordkapp, and just to have a little bit of a look around this little village town. This is the main town for Nordkapp. There is a cruise vessel in, which is just round the corner. We'll be taking a walk round there and we'll see how we get on. There's the cruise ship that's in. So we've parked a bit away, so we're getting the exercise this morning and we're walking at a reasonable pace as well. It is somewhat more of a fishing port, really. There's a fish processing plant that we've walked past already. So if we can get into the town. But it's nice enough. Nice day. I suppose this is the face of real rural Norway. I mean, you can't get further. It's the furthest northern town, I think. Not the biggest one we've seen, but still quite big. I think that's probably why all the coaches came today. When we was up at the Cap, there was quite a few coach parties turned up. I think we stopped a little bit too far out the town, to be fair. Anyway, give me a chance to stretch my legs and get a little bit of exercise. This dog, Bamsi, which is Norwegian for teddy bear, was a dog that was owned by one of the sea captains, the sea captain that took the Norwegian royal family to England. He also captained a minesweeper around here. When he was assigned a new minesweeper for Nordkapp, he wanted to take the dog with him, but the crew of his other ship didn't want him to go. Anyway, pictures of this dog were sent to Norwegians all over the world at Christmas time. So he's quite a famous dog for the Norwegians. And it's Bamsey. He used to wear that hat. He used to let kids ride on him in the summer, pull sledges for him in the winter. There's a couple of trolls and that look like, being as we're in Scandinavia. They are a big thing. We had a picture took with one just like him before. I dare say we're having another one done now. Christine can't remember. It's very much a working seaport. We'll have a little walk around here. Not sure what that's supposed to represent. It's like a hook. Yeah. Most shops shut quite early in Norway. I think because it's the winter season. I think they're on their winter timetable now. So yeah. So very much a fishing seaport. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, it's a nice little working town. This is a Christmas house, so we're not really sure what to expect except Christmas. Yeah, it's just a Christmas shop. I like them, they're pretty cool. I think it's photograph time. There's these upstairs in this shop, which are very different. I think that muffin's a bit big for him. Very cool. Really like those, yeah. Quite cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Nearly out for your Christmas tree. A little fishing smack thing going out. I presume he's going out for crab. So I'm just assuming that. Going out for his crab pots. Looks like that's the sort of thing he would drag in at the side. They do a lot of crab fishing from here for the king crab. I think that's like a bow. What I mean, no, it isn't, but a representation of a bow figurehead in marble. So at least I understand it. Not like some art, but it's a nice little fishing town, to be fair. I mean, even the water in the dock is crystal clear. little there's some very small fishing boats here. Not the biggest. Probably not the smallest either. I'm presuming they're used for crabbing. There's a pub. That's a strange piece of art on the wall, made out of shoes, soles. We'll have a little walk around the harbour, and then I think it'll be time for us to walk back. Yeah, a nice little walk around here. Not considering it's not really a tourist town, it's quite nice as a yeah. Whether they all fish for king crab, there's another boat that looks like it's just on its way out. So I presume they're going out to check the pots. It's just started raining again now, so we're heading back to the car, and then we're going to start making our way. First to drive through Sweden, we've kind of got to go all the way back to Alta. Alta is pretty much where the Tirpitz sank, so we've got to go all the way back there. There's a museum there that we want to see, because we was trying to get up to Nordkapp, we didn't see it. Now we can, and I think it's about some early rock carvings, paintings. So that we're hoping, if it's open, that could be quite good. But it's a bit of a walk back to the van first. I've noticed in Norway they do have a lot of motorcycle clubs, and this is Nordkapp. So Nordkapp MC Motorcycle Club, and they've all got their own buildings. They're all quite big thing. Looks like they've got their own bar and everything in there. So timber frames you can see there. They use them for hanging the nets on. You can see a couple of nets on one end. I don't know why they do that. I don't know if it stops them getting tangled, gives them a chance to air them. I don't know, easier to repair them, I've no idea, but I did see a photo, an old photograph with all full of different nets. This is probably the most industrial part of the dock, I suppose. I think this is fish processing. I think they're doing it more on an industrial scale. I think everybody's gone home now. Don't think it's a 24-hour a day operation. People don't work long hours here, no. Shop times are often 10 in the morning till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now whether they make up for that in the winter, I don't know. That's to put your dog poo in. How cool is that? Yeah, whether they're open longer in the summer than what they are in the winter, I don't know. But we have noticed that shops are definitely don't open while later. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is, and shut earlier. But we are in a part of the world that has long, dark evenings, and in the summer has long, sunny days. So whether that's got something to do with it, I don't know. But it's been nice walking around Honningsvag. Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, and we're parked down there where those vans are. So it's just round the corner. There's more fishing vessels. Whether they're specifically to do with this fish plant, I don't know. They all seem to be the same. Well, I was going to say they're all the same colour, but there's actually a bigger one that's a blue colour. Anyways, it's been nice. I am finding it difficult to understand that, although I'm saying this and there's a posh BMW there, if king crab here are the most expensive in the world, then why does the town not feel like it's very rich? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the town, not at all, it's just a working town, but I thought there might have been more money about. There's a lot of these things kicking around, which I think are great for fun and good for the winter as well as the summer. It's in a few vehicles like that. Okay, we're on our way to our park for the evening. So it's about, I don't know, an hour away, I think, something like that. So it's getting quite dark. We didn't do our 2 nights on Nordkapp. We figured it would be better for us to start to drive back down to Alta. 2 reasons. One, it gets us nearer to Alta for the cave things, drawings that we want to see, and the other reason being because our batteries are not in the best state. It kind of makes sense to drive for an hour or 2 to put some charge back in it as best we can. So hopefully that'll help. We're on a bit of wild camping tonight, so there is somebody camping down there, I've noticed, with the bivvy, but we're camping not far from this river. We're not a million miles from a road, but it's not a particularly busy one. This is us for the night, and then we'll be off to Alta. So yeah, nice enough stop.